All right, team, nothing says love like Mississippi mud. That's right, Mississippi mud pie time. You know, for those of us who aren't professional bakers, it's all about organization and breaking things, compartmentalizing. I'm gonna break this down super easy, great for your loved ones. This is Mississippi mud pie off the Kamado Joe. Let's get in the action. Little cold and rainy out there still. You know, we're gonna brave the elements here. We got the grill heating up at an indirect temperature of 350 degrees. We're using a grill that I love, my original Big Joe one. So 350 indirect. Let's go ahead and make the batter for this Mississippi mud pie. So I've got a large bowl here, and I'm just gonna combine, you know, 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of flour. Don't get hung up in the quantities. The recipe is down below as always, but you've got flour and sugar here, and I'm just gonna combine it. Okay, so that's your dry ingredients combined there. Easy peasy. Next, we're gonna take melted butter, cocoa powder, and a little bit of salt. Now, once we've got this incorporated, we're gonna put a cup of boiling water in here. And this is the start for our wet mixture. And just fully incorporate that. Second half of our wet mixture, we're gonna start with 2 eggs. Going with a little vanilla, a little baking soda, and a little buttermilk. Now, I'm no baker, but that buttermilk has a little acid in it, which is gonna help things coagulate a little bit. Coagulate, hard for me to say. And give us a little bit of acid. It's gonna help this whole thing kick off. Now that we've put that buttermilk in with the egg, it's created what's called a liaison. Okay, I don't wanna get too crazy, but it's gonna help thicken up this cocoa powder mixture here and keep it from turning into scrambled eggs when we put it in that hot liquid. So we've raised the coagulation point of our eggs by putting that buttermilk in there, and it's gonna help as a binder when we pour it into our mixture right here. Remember, we did the flour and the water. So now our wet mixture goes into our dry mixture. And I'm gonna make a well here. It's called the well method. And I'm gonna pour right into the center. Oh my gosh, it's spinning on me a little bit. You can put a towel underneath, helps out.
But, about a cameraman?
Yeah, cameraman. Third hand there. Good. And just get it all in there. I know there's professional bakers out there watching right now that are just shaking their head, but guess what? This is one of those recipes that is so simple, you can't mess it up, and that's why I love it. Just making sure we don't have any dry pockets here, scraping the sides.
And this smells amazing already.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things going on, right? The butter, the chocolate. Did I mention the butter and the chocolate? And look how that's starting to thicken up. And boy, does that look like a great batter. Next, now we've got our sheet tray here. And this is what we're gonna bake on. So I'm doing this on the Big Joe today. If you got a classic, you're gonna need to use a smaller sheet tray, right? Find something, it doesn't have to be a sheet tray. It can be something round, or you can do it in 2 separate stages and make 2 of these if you want, or just cut the recipe in half. But first thing we're gonna do is gonna grease this tray, or whatever tray you're using. Now that we've sufficiently greased the tray, we're gonna add a little flour, which is also gonna help us create a non-stick surface. You can just kind of put this in and then shake the whole tray. Let gravity help you. You can, you know, use your fingers to help you on the edges. You'll get a little bit on it. But again, this is just one of those things. It's so simple, it's so delicious, it's so chocolatey. It is perfect for Valentine's Day or just a regular Tuesday night to say thank you and I love you. Good. All right. Now that we've greased and floured our baking tray, we've made our gorgeous batter. Our Big Joe has climbed to a great indirect temperature of 350. We pour our batter into the sheet tray. Get one of these scrapers so you're not losing any of that gorgeous batter that we just made. And just like all batter, it's great to taste. All chocolate batter, that is. It's great to, don't worry about the eggs. It's good. All right. Put a little lean. Isn't that fun? And that baking soda in there, S for spread, is going to help it spread out a little bit as it bakes. This is gorgeous stuff. So we're now ready to transfer our batter to the 350-degree grill. Again, it's raining a little bit, but let's go ahead and pop that on there. Come on, Nate. Let's take a little field trip.
It's still raining.
Nah. Come on out.
All right.
It's just a drizzle. It's a Virginia drizzle. All right. There we are. Now we're gonna bake just until it's set. We're gonna sneak some marshmallows in right before it finishes so we can toast those off a little bit. We're looking at about 25 minutes here. It's been 25 minutes.
Hey, it's raining. I'm gonna stay here.
You stay there. Don't bother. I'll come back.
Yeah, come bring it back in here.
Usually I would bring everything out here, but so you can see what's going on here.
That's good looking.
Yes, and the aromas are fantastic. Now I've got a couple marshmallows. The mini marshmallows. I just want to warm them up and kind of activate them, so I'm going to throw them back on the grill. It's going to pick up a little bit of natural lump charcoal flavor. These things are like little flavor sponges, so whatever they interact with, like natural lump charcoal, they'll pick up that flavor. So I just want to cover the top. And then I've got some macadamia nuts. Now traditionally they're using, chopped up and toasted pecans, but something about the richness of macadamia nuts I love. And doesn't that just scream, hey, where's my marshmallows? So, boom, going back on the grill. 5 minutes. You stay here.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Look at that. Naughty. So we've got some melted butter here. We're gonna add a little cocoa powder, a bit of salt, vanilla, milk, and then an entire pound of powdered sugar. And we need to work it kind of fast because we don't want it to set up on us. We want to create a nice frosting here. Just a little bit at a time and whip, whip, whip. I say a little bit at a time. Dumped half the thing in there. That's okay. Just go. Let's see what happens. And I can tell it's thickening up really nice. We're letting our cake sit at room temperature for about 10 minutes before we do anything with it. That way we ensure that it is firming up. Speaking of firming up, take a look at our frosting now. And that is drizzleable, if that was a word.
That is definitely a word.
And you can continue to work it. If it starts setting up a little bit, just work it a little more. But we are ready to pour. All right, so let's make sure we have centered this guy on the table. A little look at it. We're just gonna go right over the top.
Wow.
And drag. And then come, don't forget the corners. Mississippi mud pie. All right, now we're gonna let that set for a couple minutes. That is ooey and gooey. Now you can put that first layer down underneath, then put the marshmallows on top, and then drizzle a little bit on top if you want. That's the way I used to do it. But I think if we let this cool, it's gonna harden just a little bit and it's gonna look absolutely fabulous when we scoop portions out. So we're gonna let this cool now, and then we're gonna break into it. We've let it set for 10 more minutes. Now, Mississippi mud pie is all about the layers, so I can't help myself. I mean, this thing is already exploding at the edges, but I want one more little pop of white on top of that nice frosted top. And now we're ready to serve. I'm gonna go for the corner first. So just pop in a little square here. Oh, and it's gooey.
Wow.
Look at that cake. It's just so nice. The toppings set perfectly. Now I want to take this extra frosting. There's still a little bit of frosting here, and we'll just get a little drizzle. That is a gooey mess. I got a wild idea. Let's do another layer. All right. You could put a little powdered sugar on there if you wanted to, but we gotta know when to say when. You've just gotta take an unapologetic bite here, you know. And look at that. Holy pajoli.
Wow. Wow.
Stunner. As a married man, we're not supposed to experience feelings like this without our significant other. I'm feeling guilty right now just enjoying this with all you fine folks. That's the joy of a first kiss. I'll tell you, unbelievable. Team, if you enjoyed this as much as I did or as much as I'm about to, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. Don't forget to leave us a comment. Love reading them and responding back. From our backyard to yours, cheers and happy grilling.